Welcome to Pit Lane.
Pit Lane.
And we are back, and we are going to give this a new shout out this year.
Yes, we are.
For 2018. When it took a little over a year to kind of recoup from the previous years, but
it took a while, but we're back. But we're on a little different format here.
We are.
We have got our radio faces on. Now they can see us. I don't know if that's good or bad, folks.
They probably recognize it's from the post office.
Yeah, right. I've seen those faces before. So we're back, Joe. What do you feel? Are you feeling all right?
Yeah. I'm glad we finally got an IndyCar race under.
It finally came. God, it's a long 6 months
that's the
wait.
Longest winter I think I ever spent.
Yeah,
I think this was the first year that I've not really watched a race on YouTube. Usually I'll watch two or three. Yeah. I just didn't this year. I don't know why. But
yeah, you're usually on those. You usually do.
Well, I guess I was sniffing too much glue and paint. I was working on too many models over the winter. So.
Yeah. Well, that's going good. The model business is going good.
Oh, yeah. It never lets up.
Yeah, nope. You've done really well there. So, yeah, I'm glad IndyCar finally started. So we've had we're 4 races now into the NASCAR season, which is still in its infancy when you've got 36 races. So that's, it's pretty good. But I was glad to see him back on there. I have high hopes for the new car. The drivers are, saying it's definitely, turning it to definitely less downforce. It puts more in their hands.
And you can sure see that yesterday at St. Pete.
I think that's what they wanted.
Between the new drivers, the new cars, the less downforce, obviously, and you can get a sense of higher hopes, from the blogs and all over Facebook. So it's. And the new names, I mean the rookies. And we know two of them. We've
right.
We interviewed Joseph Newgarden, our current champion, of course, but we also obviously talked with Zach Veach and Gabby Chavez.
Right.
And those guys yesterday. Talk about a steep learning curve. I think it's a steep learning curve for the veterans as well as the rookies. And we'll talk about Robert Wickens here in a little bit. But amazing race, I thought, for Zach and Gabby both. Zach stuck his nose out there. He wasn't afraid of anybody. He was fearless. He went out there and did it. And he wound up 16th. Kept it on the track.
Right.
Kept rolling.
That's what you got to do. You got to finish. And that's what was funny, because at the beginning of the race, it was the veterans having problems with the car, not the rookies.
They're all over the place.
Well, we had Wickens wins the pole, which is phenomenal. First race out, wins the pole. Almost wins the darn thing, which we'll talk about a little bit. And you had another rookie in the second row that started. So you had, I think, 3 rookies within the first 3 rows. So I'm telling you what, that's to me that's good, because Rossi's the other guy that was also up front there, which tells me that because we got to think about it, and we don't like thinking about it, but you got guys like Dixon and Kanan. They're getting up there.
They're not going to be around forever.
Exactly. In fact, there's an article about not too long ago where Chip Ganassi's thinking about, he's going to have to eventually face.
Well, look at Elio. this first year, Elio is not running the first year that he's not running the full series. And I mean, it was great to see him climb the fence and give the starting command yesterday and everything. But next year, who's it going to be?
Right.
I mean, we've seen how this works in NASCAR, and we've seen that people drop out. And it has to affect the fan base. But I'm going to tell you something. Right. After yesterday, Robert Wickens, after his performance, as well as Zach and Gabby, but Wickens especially, he's going to gain a lot of fans, and I think IndyCar is going to gain a lot of fans. The longer he goes on, he will be on the podium.
Oh yeah, he would have yesterday for sure. And he was he come from the Mazda experimental driving or something like that, I believe. So that was he's he's done it for years. So you really hate calling him a rookie, but he's a rookie in the IndyCar, so it's just kind of funny. But actually, his actual driving, he's done very well with that. So I think you're going to see. It'd be interesting to see how these cars do on the ovals. I want to see how they interact on the oval.
Exactly.
When you get in the tight, the tight packs and the pack racing kind of. I know a lot of people are, that's the kind of it's a mixed bag of feeling there. Do you like pack racing? I personally love it. I think it makes it exciting. We talked about it many times before. The Fontana race, was that 2015?
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
And Texas.
And Texas was good. Yeah, there was a lot of crashes, but without those, the racing could not have been better.
Well, and you know the thing of it is, I don't care. It's like, you know, the old saying, you can't please everybody all the time. And no matter what changes are made, there's going to be people who like pack racing and who don't like pack racing. But the competition is there. The drivers have the cars back in their control again, rather than the aero engineers. And so, you know, when you look at everything, it's all in a bowl and everybody's stirring it up. And I don't think that they're going to get a real serious handle on these cars probably until about the middle of June. I'm just guessing, about halfway through the season.
They're all all the data they're getting now is new.
Right.
How it's, you know, and they even mentioned that too about how much difference the car was making on the tires, because the tires really were, you know, there's a big difference in the old car and how they handled with the tires, but now they're not seeing that. Yep. So that's even a big difference, and that's something I never even thought about. You know, can you imagine having that job of getting all this data and putting it in there? Okay, guys, this is what happened on this many laps in.
That's why they make the big bucks.
Right, exactly. You know, because I mean, even qualifying was kind of all over the map with the people sliding off, and you know, you had Ray Hall sliding. I mean, Kanan, Dixon. I mean, you know, these veterans were really.
Well, they just can't go as deeply into the corner, and we might as well just talk about the last 3 laps and talk about your winner, you know, Rossi and versus the rookie. You know, in my humble estimation, Rossi, and I believe this, I could almost hear him thinking, rookie, you've done a great job to this point, but you're not going to win this, sucker. You know, and in a way, I can't blame him, and I understand that, you know, that's racing for position and everything. But on the other hand, I think Rossi at least should be smart enough to know that he's not going to make it. He went so deep into that corner, there was no way that he was going to save it. Even I think even if Wickens wasn't there, I think he went so deep into it at such a speed that he was almost out of control. It was just a matter of, I'm going to take this spot on the track, and if you make it, fine, and if you don't, that's okay too.
Yeah, I mean, he was loose going into the corner, you know, and there was a hole there. He left a little bit, but I don't think it was enough. And you're probably right. You know, it's a couple laps left in the race. They're going for it. You know, it's all in. What we always say, checkers are wreckers. Yeah. You know, and your first race of the year, you wanted to get in there, and you saw opportunity, took it. Yeah, you know, I still think it was his fault, but in a way, you got to kind of put it in his eyes. Would we have went for it? You know, I don't know. You know, it's easy to play armchair racer, armchair quarterback. Sure, you know, but they got seconds. I mean, split seconds.
Well, especially with money that's involved in advertising and everything else. I mean, you've got to be able to really, you know, make that split second decision. And so and these guys they're human, just the same as everybody else. You know, so you know, and truth be told, he may changed his mind if he had a chance to go back and do it all over again. But on the other hand, Sebastian Bourdais, I am really glad to see him pull that out.
That was his last race he won, and you know, last year, and then he wins it again, and he come after that horrific accident.
When they showed that replay, I thought, man.
And I liked his car. Like I said, I liked the looks of that, the black and yellow he had. It kind of had the, like we talked about earlier, caution tape or a hazard,
a highway sign,
a biohazard or something, markings on it. But yeah. Kudo, we didn't even mention the winner yet. We're talking about that Rossi incident, but I think that was probably unfortunately overshadowed. Sebastian's win was that incident. You know, you hated seeing it, being a rookie, because that was his race. What did he lead, like 59, 60 laps?
Yes.
You know, that was his race. You know, he was flawless in it. I mean, the pit stops were good. He raced good. You know, he got good starts. I mean, you know, so he done well. But yeah, it was good to see Sebastian getting the victory back in the winning seat. And it's always good to see that, you know, the smaller teams win. And what kind of surprising is, you know, is Penske was kind of off the map a little bit in that race.
To answer your question, Wickens led 69 laps.
Wow, 69. So that's even more than I thought. So.
And Bourdais led 30.
Okay.
And you know, I really did like the comment, and I don't remember who it was, whether it's Cheever or Goodyear, but somebody made a comment that he really didn't, Sebastian Bourdais did not back into it. And I was thinking, no, he really didn't, because he didn't need 30 laps.
Yeah.
But you know what I did notice about that the race yesterday? I'm not a fan of ABC coverage. I like Eddie Cheever, but the man, oh man, and everybody on Facebook was saying the same thing. So much. There were more commercials than there was actual race time.
Well, they almost missed a restart.
Well, they missed a couple.
Yeah, that first restart of the race, you know, because the first part of the race was chaos. You know, there were so how many green or yellow flags they threw that first time, but they were legit flags. They weren't, random debris. But yeah, I remember that. I go, they're playing a commercial and they're starting. It was live. I go, come on, guys. And they cut back, but like you said, we missed the start of it, and somebody got spun around on that one and started another yellow flag. You know, cautions breed cautions. But
you know, one of the things that I liked right off the get go was Wickens going into that turn, and he did not give way to Will Power.
No.
Power wound up backing it into the fence.
And that turn one is always a scary anyway, especially the first race here. Everybody's nerves are going on. They don't got this new car, like you said. Yeah, he didn't. And Power kind of got spun around and. But Penske really didn't make a big, strong showing there in the race.
No.
Surprisingly, it was I'm not sure who the highest finisher was for Penske. I think it might have been Will Power. I'm thinking.
Power came up with a 10th spot.
Okay.
And well, why don't we go over the top 10? Just for the heck of it, and kind of chat about it. Of course, Sebastian Bourdais was your winner. He led 30 laps. He started 14th. And I would not have wanted to start in the middle of that pack yesterday.
No, that'd make you a little nervous, wouldn't it?
Graham Rahal had a podium.
Yeah, he ran a really good race. Starting back, he ran a great race. Yeah, I was proud to see that too.
He led no laps, but he hung in there.
And they really didn't speak about him.
No, they didn't.
He kind of just kept creeping up.
Very quiet. The only time I even remember them talking about him was when he was in the pits. I don't even remember what it was that they said about that, but it's kind of like a ho-hum, oh, by the way, there's Graham Rahal in the pits.
Yeah, right.
He's gone.
Right.
Rossi, the punt meister, came in third. Former Indy champ. He's going to, and I do like Rossi. I know a lot of people wondered, after his win at Indy, and everybody thought they kind of backed in.
Right. Well, they played the fuel game. It worked
They did.
For them,
They did. Yeah.
I mean,
but a lot of people thought he was going to leave IndyCar, and I'm glad they stuck around.
Yeah, they were worried about that. Yeah.
Hinch had a great showing. Hung in there, and I mean, for fourth place,
anybody
that finished with their car intact, basically drove a great race. I mean, especially for the first one.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, exactly. That was something else.
Ryan Hunter-Ray had a decent showing yesterday. Man, he looked great for a minute, and then all of a sudden he just, and that was the whole thing about normally on a street course, there's not a whole lot of passing going on.
Right.
And to see the lead changes yesterday, it was almost like watching Charlotte or Daytona. People were up and down, up and down, up and down. And I thought, man, he's not going to have a decent finish.
Right.
But he really did score well. Scott Dixon came in sixth. While we're talking about Dixon, how do you like the new liveries on some of these cars?
Dixon's, I don't know. I think
you're always going to think of red with Dixon, aren't you?
Yeah, you are. So it's hard to go against that target image. I think when I first saw it on that picture, I go, that is hideous. But when I saw it racing yesterday, it wasn't as bad to me as it was for initial picture of it. But I mean, it's different. I kept thinking Kimball or somebody else. I didn't think Dixon, but I gave it about a 6 out of 10, 5 to 6 out of 10.
It's going to take a while to get used to.
Right, and it is.
Now, some of the iconic liveries, for example, Hinchcliffe's. I mean, his car you're going to be able to see everywhere.
Exactly, that gold stands out. Of course, you have Simon Pageant. I almost forgot his name. With the Pennzoil yellow stick, or the stick out,
yellowish green, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
that stuck out. That's always a cool color too.
That's like a curb paint. You can't miss that. And Newgarden's car. Obviously, the Verizon car, that's always going to.
And he chose the number one this year.
Yes,
if you won the championship, would you take the number one, or would you keep road number? I think.
Oh, heck yeah!
It reminds people, hey, who's on top? I guess you got to come after me. I'm the wolf on top.
And Newgarden came in seventh, and when we first met him a few years ago, and then we had him on the show, you could just sense that he was going to win. You know, I mean, because number one, he is probably he's in the Elio Castroneves drawer as far as attitude and PR for IndyCar series, and he's got a good head on his shoulders, but he also communicates with the fans. You know,
yeah, he resonates with the fans. Very good, very good.
Yep. So Newgarden came in 7th. Ed Jones, there's another rookie.
Right.
Nice showing. Came in 8th. Marco came in 9th.
He had a quite decent race for Marco. I mean, it didn't.
They did give him a little bit more camera time yesterday. I noticed.
Considering he had that mishap of qualifying, which hurt a lot of people start way in the back. I like Marco well. He's one of my favorites, so I was happy to see him get a top 10.
Yes.
You know?
Oh yeah.
That team. You talk about somebody. It's kind of a joke. It's like you go to like a lot of forums and Facebook pages that say, is this going to be his breakout year? We've been saying that since 2007 or 8 now. Is this going to be it? I don't know. I mean,
the only breakout he was going to have for a few years, especially early on, was if he ate too many French fries.
And you said it best when you talked about the Indy 500. I'll let you dwell on that when you said what you think may happen to his in the 500. I mean, with Mark, what do you think? I mean, there.
Well, we covered this quite a bit on our show from day one. When Marco moved over and let Sam Hornish Jr. go by to take that win, I think he was so snake bitten, and especially, I mean, can you imagine living in the house or in the Andretti household, in the family, and having to explain what you did in that,
right?
And I'm sure he's had a few sleepless nights over that, but everybody that's been around racing for any amount of time knows this has got to be a year that's going to redefine him. He needs to be rebranded from an Andretti to a winner.
Exactly. Because that's the thing. You can only go off your name so long,
Well, the thing of it is, and there are still a lot of Andretti fans, and we know some of them. The drop my teeth.
Okay.
That's all right, my phone. But like the Fay brothers,
right?
Those guys. Anybody, it's almost like being a Cubs fan. What are we going to do if he ever wins 500?
Right.
I mean.
We're still going to stand there for about 2 hours after it's over. Did that really just happen?
We're going to have to burn Indianapolis down.
Yeah, right.
But the thing of it is like after a while, you just got to think, why are you still in the game? I mean, what's going on here? But anyway, nice finish from Mark.
Right,
Will Power, the wanker, came in 10th. Sorry, I'm always going to think about that.
Everybody will. That was a classic.
It just is not going to go.
That was some of the best. That was probably one of the funniest times of racing.
Sorry, Will.
You're right. It's at your expense. We still love you.
TK came in 11th. I
hope for best for that team. I tell you what, they got that rookie on there. That team there. It's man.
Well, they've got some different engineers this year. Yeah. AJ's gone out and got some different personnel in there in the garage. So hopefully, TK will do better. Hopefully, the entire team will do better.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of compare. It's kind of like it's the Ralph Petty of NASCAR. Ralph Petty of NASCAR is kind of comparing AJ Foyt of IndyCar, big names, but you just don't see as much productivity as success as you'd want to see or think you would see. But yeah, I think it's great. And Tony's getting that point now that and I think he knows it, and we hate thinking it, but he's probably thinking, this is going to be my last few shots here. Laced. I'm still trying to get used to his name. Yeah, I know.
But he did a pretty decent.
He qualified. I think that's the rookie. The other guy trying to think qualified very well. Like he was in the top 2-3 rows.
Yeah, and so when you see these guys coming through, especially on the very first race, first one out off the trailer, AJ I don't think has been that competitive for a while.
Right.
And so we all wish AJ well, obviously. And let's see, where are we here?
I think we were at 11th. I think we finished off with
Takuma Sato finished 12th.
Yes, he's still around, folks.
Oh yeah, our 2017 Indy 500 champ. And the thing of it is like we always compared him, to golly, I'm having a brain fart now.
Thomas Scheckter.
Thomas Scheckter, yeah. But Scheckter never broke out of that mold. I mean, he broke cars, he broke other people's cars, but he never broke out of the mold. and Takuma Sato. Everybody thought he was reckless, but as he kind of got that learning curve and he started working a little bit smarter on the track.
He showed brilliance.
It scared us to death when we saw him almost take out Team Target there in the first turn on that last lap.
Right. Yeah, but I don't know how that didn't happen.
Yeah. Every time I see that, I think, my gosh, she's going to take all three of them out. It never happens.
Yeah.
But
I think Dixon thought the same thing.
Oh yeah.
And we never forget the time when he took Ryan Hunter-Reay out in the pits when he was sitting there. When he come, I think Sato forgot the speed limit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Wouldn't you like to have been able to fly and?
That could. That really could have been a lot worse.
That could have been
really ugly. Yeah. Because that kind of reminds you of the one where.
But would you? You'd have to want to be on the air on the headphones listening to Ryan Hunter-Reay.
Well, yeah. Probably couldn't put that over the radio. Yeah. It kind of reminded me of the one where the first Grand Prix they had down there where Saavedra's car didn't start.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was really nasty there.
Yes.
Kind of gave me that impression there.
Yes.
So.
Simon Pagenaud finished 13th. Gabby, our man, I love Gabby, man. He's Gabby and Zach both are so humble.
Right.
And they're still getting their feet wet, obviously, dealing with the public and everything, but they are naturals, I think.
And it's a new team.
Oh,
It's a new team. It's not a high-funded team like a Penske or a Ganassi. So
Yeah, Harding Racing. I'm really anxious to see how they build this year. That's going to be fun to watch.
Hard to believe Brian Barnhart's behind all that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is.
And Al Unser Jr.
Right.
Is part of that team, and I'm excited for the entire team.
Yeah, I too. I like to see him. And Gabby's another one of those real nice young kids. We call them kids, but nice young guys that we really, very personable. Good guy to talk to.
Yep. And let's see. Spencer Piggott finished 15th. Our buddy Zach finished 16th. The one thing that you can almost always say about Zach, in fact, I don't know when we couldn't say it about Zach, he's going to bring the car home in one piece.
Yeah.
And to me, especially after the carnage, some of the chaos and goofiness that we saw yesterday, it's kind of hard to believe that anybody. Well, I don't know how many. Well, the majority of the field actually made it through, but. It wasn't refreshing to not see all of the parts and pieces fall off the cars when they hit
look
something.
Like glitter when they get hit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think you don't have all the wings and attachments and tethers and all that stuff on there that you didn't.
Zachary Clayman DeMello finished 17th.
Yeah, that's an unusual name there.
Mr. Unknown for 99% of the public, including yours truly and yourselves.
I don't know much about this guy.
Who the heck is this guy? Where did he come from? But you know what? Here he is. He's finished 17th, so it's going to be interesting to see. A little too early to call the Rookie of the Year for the 500, but
exactly.
We'd almost call Wickens now, unless somebody really.
Yeah, exactly. If he stays good like that, he's going to be a very good candidate for it.
Well, speaking of Wickens, he finished 18th. The third lap from the end. Again, backed into the wall, punted by Rossi. And what I liked, and maybe he was a little too shy maybe to do this his first race, but he didn't throw the helmet at Rossi when he came by on the next lap around. He didn't flip him off.
Yeah, exactly.
and he didn't crucify him on the air.
No, he did not. No.
I like that a lot, and I'll guarantee you his sponsors like that a lot.
It's sportsmanship, It's good to see.
Yeah, but it's also common sense.
Right, exactly.
We're talking about Max Chilton finished 19th. Charlie Kimball finished 20th. Jordan King finished 21st. Ray Bender finished 22nd.
That's another unusual names.
Jack Harvey. A lot of people have high hopes for Jack Harvey.
Right.
He went off course, finished 23rd, and Matthias Leist.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hard name. That's gonna be a hard name.
I should let you.
That's like a Formula One name.
Yeah.
Which that season hasn't started yet, though. But,
thankfully, right?
Yeah, but it was good to see 24 cars in there instead of 20. I mean, I know it's only 4 cars, but it's good to see.
Well, and we're also talking about bumping for the first time.
Yeah, that's going to be. Yeah, I think we're going to be in for a treat this year. There,
we're talking about maybe 35 or 36.
I think 36 entries. Right now is a very, very highly likely number. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
So I think we're going to be pretty impressed with that. So. But I enjoyed it. Like I said, it's good to see the first see him back. Like it's been a long time because last race was like 1st September. So good to see him back on the track. I believe they got some testing they're going to do coming up here at the track for the Indy 500 for the road course. I think they're testing the oval even. I think coming up at the end of this month, if I'm not mistaken. As long as the weather pulls, and you never know about Marion or Indiana around here with the weather. But I think they are going to be doing some testing coming up.
You know one thing that. Has really caught my eye, and Elio mentioned it yesterday, but Sebring is coming up this coming weekend, and the 12 Hours of Sebring. And watching some of these guys race in the sports cars, I love the sports car. You know that. I've built a lot of sports cars. But anyway, so talk about our stats, obviously, the driver stats.
Of course, Sebastian Bourdais is going to be ranked number 1 with the win. He's got 51 points. And Graham Rahal, obviously, your podium is going to be 1, 2, 3 right now, with Rahal sitting at 40. And then Alexander Rossi sitting at 36 points in 3rd place. That's your top 3 right there. We go down further if you want to go down.
Well, it's just like the race, obviously, the race results. Hinchcliffe is 4th with 32, Ryan Hunter-Reay 31, Scott Dixon 6th, 28 points. Joseph Newgarden 7th, defending champ with 26 points. Ed Jones 8th with 24. Mark Owen with 22 in 9th place. And Will Power with 20 points in 10th place.
There you go.
So there's your top 10. Phoenix is next.
That's sucks. It's almost a month away. April 6th or 7th. It's like, it's a long wait. You get all excited. They're here. Then it kind of pulls you back. Yeah, but here we go, though. An oval. I want to see these. I think that to me, I think where everybody is putting their marbles on everything. They want to see how's it going to do in this oval thing. I mean, street course is kind of different.
Well, and it's not a super speedway, so they're going to have to deal with that too. Obviously,
right. I mean, to them it kind of acts like a super speedway, but yeah, it's not like you said. It definitely is not. It's a mile track. It is, and I think Now, Phoenix is where NASCAR, we'll talk about that in a little bit, they're going to be changing that track coming up. And that's the next time NASCAR comes back and IndyCar comes back, it's going to be a different configuration. They're moving the start-finish line and where the dog leg almost is. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's going to be fun to see. But, I'm very excited to see how they're going to do on the oval. I think that's where a lot of people are, how this race is going to be, how the car is going to act with the other cars. Is this going to be some good racing? Is it going to be where they can't pass? Is it going to be where they can't pull away from one another? From what I think and what we're seeing, I think it's going to be some good racing.
Oh,
I mean, we're talking, the downforce is less.
I don't think there's going to be any bad racing this year.
I don't think so either.
I just don't.
I think we're going to be in for a good treat with that car.
And not only with the car, but obviously with all the new drivers. Mm-hmm. And you've got the older drivers that still have some things to prove, and so and I mean, like we've already talked about it, and we can do this on another show, but. When you talk about TK, I mean, these guys are hungry for a win. Scott Dixon, Dixon's like Harvick. You're never going to be able to throw him out of the mix on anything. I don't care where he starts.
You can never forget him.
Yeah.
He'll come back and surprise you, Not really surprise you, but if you start forgetting about him, he's going to show up, and then you're going to get it. So
April 7th is when they're going to be running Phoenix. And that's going to be on NBCSN.
Okay. Yeah, that's the thing there that I wish IndyCar would solidify more is what channel are you on this week,
Well, NASCAR only changes, about halfway in the season.
Yeah, they go. I think they go. Well, they've done away with the TNT one else. They just go Fox to NBC.
Yeah.
Which makes it easier, but it's like, it just makes it hard to follow IndyCar times when you've got.
Well, there's a lot of people, and this has been going on for the last couple of years. They're not happy with ABC. Right. And I saw more yesterday after the race, discussing.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people don't like the broadcast. I mean, here's the thing.
He's got the hammer.
Don't worry. Yeah, this actually should have. I should have done this a minute ago. Forgot I even had it over there. This goes to Alexander Rossi, by the way. This is like the bonehead play of the day,
right?
Or hammer time, as we might call it.
Right, exactly.
Hammer time pit lane goes to Alexander Rossi.
There you go.
Sorry, Alex, but dude, really. What was I saying before I really picked up the hammer? What was that?
I don't remember now. See, I haven't. We lost track of thought.
That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to forget this stuff. You're too young.
we both lost our track of thought there.
We both lost our minds at the same time. Well, anyway.
That's right. If you just caught us here in the middle of this, where you want to welcome back to pit lane.
We're back from a commercial.
Yeah, if you just tune into this video halfway through it, we can.
Well, we'd like to give a shout out to the Fay brothers and Bill. Oh my gosh, he's gonna hate me for the rest of his life, and mine both. He's always on our page.
Yeah.
He's all the time.
I know. You had to put me there too.
Well, I'm gonna look us up. Oh, Lee, man, I hate that.
I know, it's bad. And the older you get, the worse it gets.
And I can see him just as I can see your face.
Did we leave anything out in IndyCar? I think we probably covered it. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
But like I said, we're looking forward to Indy coming up. It's a couple months away, but that's going to be here before you know it. It will be here quick. Here we are going on towards mid-March. I think it's going to be it should be a good race. There's no doubt in my mind. Like I said, I think we're going to have a true bump this year. Which to me that's awesome. That's exciting in and of itself. Oh my goodness, yeah. You're right. It's like, do I throw my time in and try again, or is the rain going to be a factor? There's so many things that when that comes into play. Yeah. Well,
one of the things I think next year is going to bring about is going to be a third engine developer.
Yeah, they're talking about that.
And I'll tell you right now, if that happens, I think that will bring a lot more folks to all the tracks. So hopefully that's going to.
It can only be a good thing. I mean, I think it can only be a good thing. So. Well, that about does it with IndyCar, right?
Oh, good.
So, I think we have it then.
So, what about that Kevin Harvick?
Well, you think he can win anything this year?
I don't know. It's going to be iffy.
I tell you what, it's it's something else. What do you say? I mean, I know. Congratulations! I mean, you got to. I mean, we're 4 into races. We're 4 races into NASCAR season. He's won 3 out of 4. Didn't win the Daytona race, but he come back and wins Atlanta. Then he wins in Vegas, but he got the penalty.
Yes,
for the windshield or the rear window.
Well, for that, and also on the
supports,
for that, and also for the material that was used on that rear fender back there. And I don't know what that was all about, but here's my thing. I know they fined him, and I know that his boss had to sit out for all that business. But I really think they should take the win away. I'm just a firm believer that if they find something that's that gregarious, they need to punish him more.
Do you think so you don't think the penalty was strong enough?
No,
because it's pretty heavy. I thought it was pretty heavy.
Well, it was heavy, but the thing of it is, I think that there are a lot of people that feel like, if you have to cheat to win, and anybody's been around racing knows that everybody's going to push the envelope, but the bottom line is that they did take the points away, right?
Yeah, they took points. They took the win away and the points away,
right?
Which ain't going to matter now. He's obviously in the chase, but those playoff points could come into play,
right?
That they could definitely come into play,
right?
And then the not the crew chief, but the car chief mechanic was suspended for 2 races. Not the crew chief, which I thought that was kind of odd. Usually, the crew chief always gets the hammer.
Yeah.
Like, break out your mouth. They're usually the ones that get the hammer, not the car mechanic.
Yes.
That, to me, at least when I'm not familiar with them ever really getting, it's usually always the crew chief. Normally gets $50,000 and suspended for 2 races, but the car chief mechanic got the bullet this time. I thought it was kind of interesting. I don't think I really remember seeing that.
But he thought it was interesting too.
Yeah, he's like, wait a minute, I ain't the chief.
We want to give a special shout out to William Peterson.
Bill,
I'm sorry, man. I forgot your last name, and I humbly apologize.
I'll never forget it again. Don't forget.
So anyway, Barry and Bill Fay, also the Fay boys.
Always good to talk to them. Get down there and see them, and maybe have a good lunch down there somewhere where we love to eat.
The one thing that I want to go back just for a second, because I'm sitting here looking at it on our page, and another brain fart. I can't remember the third. Billy and Barry Fay and I'm not putting you on a spot. I'm going to put you on the spot. Yeah, the other brother.
The other brother.
Yeah, Larry, Darryl, and Darryl. I'm sorry.
Boy, they're really going to hate this show. We're going to get a lot of dislikes on this one.
We're not going to get any Christmas cards this
year
from anybody. What I was going to say a minute ago, and I will get back to that in a minute, but Connor Daly, don't you love the look of his U.S. Air Force car? Don't you love that?
I do like that,
for the 500. Now, would we like to have seen him full-time with AJ? Yeah. Why? Who knows? But
it's just one of those things that unfortunately is funding. It comes down to not having funds and money, and we know that's a big part of racing. Yep. Yeah, it sucks. You got this talent out there that didn't get in the race, but I think that's probably the unfortunate side of racing more than anything is the talent there, because you got to think about it. If a guy's good enough to get on a baseball team, he's probably going to get on it.
Right.
I know they got salary caps, but come on, if he's good, he's going to be on the team. Whereas racing, you may have a lot of talent, but if you don't have the funds, because you got to kind of bring your money with you. Used to be just we're going to hire this boy, he's going to race with us. Now, anymore it's like, is he bringing the money with us? And
show me the money.
Yeah, and that's just sad. And I understand it from the owner's side too. I mean,
the times we live in.
Exactly, I can understand, because we've seen the cost of running just one or two races. It's phenomenal how much money it costs us to invest in the car.
Well, and not all that long ago, you could run the entire season for what you run Indy for at this point.
Exactly.
So, anyway. Harvick, man, guy's amazing, and we always talk about happy Harvick. We never call him happy, but I'm pretty sure he's happy now. But he's a juggernaut, man. It's like now when I'm thinking about juggernauts, I think about Jimmy Johnson, 7 championships, 4 in a row.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking, what's going on with Johnson this year?
What
is happening?
You make sure, is that camp? Are they in panic mode right now? I mean, what's going on?
I don't know. They try to make it sound like they're not. And, you're not kidding anybody.
They've got to be sweating. They've got to be sweating.
Chad Canal's gonna act cool as a cucumber, but he's gonna have sweaty shorts.
It's I mean, because you think about it, you got these these younger. I mean, Byron's his first year, but I mean, you got Bowman out there and Chase Elliott. Kind of showing you up. Is he feeling a little bit intimidated? I mean, that would kind of that has to get to your mind a little bit. If you're the veteran, you're 7-time champ, and you've got these young guys coming up, and they're
Bubba Wallace is showing him up.
Placing better than you. It's like, I better step this game up. I would, it's got to play in your mind a little bit. I mean, but I'm very curious this year, and when before the year started, I was so curious to see how these young kids are going to do. With Byron and Bowman taking the wheel. Bowman last year when he got into 88 for Dale, he showed promise. I mean, he was tough. So if he got a win this year, I wouldn't be surprised. I really would not be surprised if Bowman could get a win. So. Oh, and it's great to see the Camaro back.
It is, isn't it?
In the race, love that. I just wish Ford would go to the Mustangs. Because Ford's due for a body change, so Ford go to the Mustangs next time.
I don't know why they didn't.
I don't either.
To me, well, yes, I do. I can answer that. I'll answer my own question because the Fords succeeded last year. Yeah. They did real well last year, so that.
And right now they're dominating now.
Yeah.
I mean, and they think, and going into the season, they were thinking they were going to be not so dominant because they were thinking about the new bodies, the newer cars with Toyota being only its second year because they had a new car last year, and then now Camaro came back. It's a new car, but on the flip side of that is you've got no data on that car. Just like the top of an IndyCar, everything they're doing out, they're learning.
Well,
okay, this car's handling this way now.
Well, it's been fun watching them come up, and like side draft, but also the front of the Camaro is more angled, and so when you're trying to get up there, and from their perspective, obviously from the driver's perspective, when you look down the nose, down the hood of that car, that nose is going to go out about 4 to 5 inches longer than what you can see past and beyond that hood. So when you're going up to draft like in the old days, with that SS,
what am I hitting
already? Square,
a
little square front end is a little bit easier to do.
Well, that might eliminate all that tandem stuff that they put on,
yeah.
But of course, I mean, I know they passed the rules; they can't do that anymore. But still, they still do it somewhat. So
hey, I'm thinking about it because I'll forget it if I don't mention it. I'm sure Robin Miller will never see this, but we'd like to give a shout out to Robin. He's been battling some cancer this winter, and
I didn't know that till recently either. Yeah, that was really sad to hear that.
Well, we saw him down there at the Race Chasers down in Indy back in the fall, and what a great storyteller. He's great. He was a racer, man. I was not aware of that.
I wasn't either. I had no idea. I always thought he was just a reporter. But it was great. He had some good stories.
Yeah.
And you missed his grid walks when you went down there. And talked to the people. Those are so funny.
We just want to say,
exactly.
Robin, get well, man.
Wish you the best.
Thoughts and prayers with you, and we want to see you back out there on the grid.
Exactly. I agree. Forgot about it. Glad you mentioned that. Definitely want to mention that too.
Yeah, so Happy Harvick, 3 in a row. That's the first time in his career.
How do you stop it? I mean, if you're these other teams, you look at that and say
inspections.
Yeah, right. Bad windows. How do you stop it? I mean, everybody's playing catch up to him. I don't know. It's just amazing. I mean, you got Kurt Busch. No, he didn't win. Denny Hamlin won the 500. Kurt Busch won it prior year. So. Other than Hamlin winning the 500, he has had the dominant car, and we know with the 500, it's kind of an more even playing field. About anybody can win, but I don't know what the answer is with Harvick. I mean, he's just. I mean.
Well, as well as I do at this point now, they're going to be under the magnifying glass.
It's only the third time in history though that the guy's won 3 races in a row.
Well, but after last week, not yesterday, but last week.
Right, with the winter.
They're going to be watching everything under a microscope, well as they should.
Can you imagine how thorough that inspection was after the post-race inspection after that one? What did you think about the when he won? He pounded on the back window.
I thought that was kind of funny.
I did too. It was, and that's Harvick. He's very outgoing, outspoken, and things like because he's one of those guys that just he says it like it is. But I got a big chuckle out of it. But you can't take away from the right now how strong that team is. I mean. Tony Stewart's got to be loving this.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and in this race yesterday, all 4 Stewart-Haas cars were in the top 10. So what a great day Tony had. I mean, all of his cars are right there in the top 10.
We had 4 Fords in the top 10, 4 Toyotas, and 2 Chevys.
That's good to see that mix. I'm glad.
Well, yeah, except for the Chevys only.
Yeah, I dare see that. Yeah, I dare see a little bit more. But it's good to see the. Up to the top 3, you had one of each manufacturer. So I guess that was good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep, so Kevin Harvick was your winner. Kyle Busch was your Stage 1 winner. And who's the Stage 2 winner?
That was Kurt Busch, his brother.
That was Kurt Busch. Yeah, the old Busch brothers. Yeah.
I don't think I ever heard anybody be so excited about winning a stage when they cut his in-car out. He was very excited. But hey, he had a good car, especially on the long runs. He had a good car. Definitely.
Chase Elliott. So you got Harvick first, Kyle Busch second, Chase Elliott. I really like that Napa paint scheme on that Chevy. That's a nice looking Camaro. I'm kind of partial to Camaros anyway, but I really hope.
Oh, they just look mean out on the track. They just look mean. They just look fast sitting there,
Yep. Denny Hamlin came in 4th.
Had a great race.
Martin Truex,
Here's your pole sitter.
Yes, yep. And I thought he was
But last year he was a guy that chased. Now like Kevin Harvick. I mean, I know it's early, but it's that's another guy there that's just phenomenal. You can't.
Wouldn't that be something if Harvick pulled off the same kind of deal as our buddy Ernie Francis.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just go ahead and sit out the second half of the season.
Right. I'll sit
wouldn't even
back
have to
here.
go to the track.
There's sense of wrecking cars.
Sit there and chill in the motel with your team. Go ahead and take the next 5.
Okay, you start with Truex, right?
Yep.
Okay, we got Clint Boyer, finished 6th. Good. That's the guy you like to see do well.
I think he's gonna. You know what? I think he's gonna do a lot better this year. I think he's gonna do all right.
And then you've got Eric Almirola, finished 7th. Now, I guess he found out yesterday he has almost the same setup as Harvick. So that car, I'm telling you what, I'll be honest. I've said it, and when he took over that 10 this year, I thought, okay, Tony, what are you doing? To me, I thought Matt Kenseth would do a shoe-in for that because Matt Kenseth's a great driver, and he still is. But Eric's done better and impressed. He darn near should have. To me, he should have won Daytona.
Yes,
I mean he got turned around by Dillon.
I totally agree.
We haven't talked about any of these races till now, so I really didn't like that move. That was his race. I mean, he looked phenomenal. His car, he's looking really good right now. That 10 team is strong, and he's impressed me. I like what I'm seeing coming out of him.
You know who he reminds me of in IndyCar? Joseph Newgarden. He's got a fresh face.
Right.
He's classy. Whenever they interview him.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's just positive.
Even after that Daytona, he was and all.
Right. Exactly.
Like, I'm going after that kid next time.
Well,
none of that stuff.
Yeah.
You may think it, but he sure didn't say it. And that's like you said.
Yes.
Class all the way.
Yep.
Number 8, Daniel Suarez. Another good driver, and then his teammate Eric Jones. And then Kurt Busch, the other Stu Ross car, finishing out your top 10. So, good to see that.
Ryan Newman finished 11th.
Well, he had a different strategy, didn't he? He just kept staying out. Thought those tires are going to go out any minute.
Began to wonder, didn't
I think everybody's waiting for that beads to break. I really do.
William Byron, Alex Bowman came in 13th. Jimmy Johnson came in 14th. Brad Kay, 15th.
Penske kind of struggled this weekend.
They've kind of been struggling a little bit.
Yeah,
I
mean, Brad won the Xfinity Series, but
right.
Still, it's in the NASCAR just kind of struggled a little bit.
Ryan Blaney, he's another one I like a lot.
Mm-hmm. Another rookie this year.
Young gun, yep. Finished 16th. Austin Dillon finished 17th. Kyle Larson. And Kyle, you just keep expecting he's just going to break it out. So he'll be a podium. He'll have a couple of wins probably by the end.
If he don't, I'd be surprised because he got some wins last year.
Logano's been struggling.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. He really hasn't, and he kind of struggled in that race yesterday.
Yeah. He finished 19th.
Yeah, right. 20th.
Yeah.
You're pointing to me, right?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
No, who else am I pointing to?
Yeah, right. I don't know. 20th, Trevor Bayne. 21 is A.J. Allmendinger. 22 is David Reagan. 23, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 24, Casey Kane. I can't get used to him being in at 95. That just
I know. It throws you off, then. I mean, I always want to. I always picture Michael McDowell in that car.
I do too. It's like I just. And then 25 was Matt DiBenedetto. And what I thought was really cool about this Matt story is how Hamlin and a lot of fans stepped up when he was running when the team was low on funds.
That was cool.
Wasn't that really cool? Yeah. That was kind of almost a kind of a movie type of a
GoFundMe kind
of really cool. Really cool to see the team stick through that.
Well, and I mean, those guys have been through hard times. It's tough getting started.
It is,
as we've alluded to.
And then when you get damaged cars, it's just wow. It takes a beating. I mean, that's a lot of money to fix them cars up.
Jamie McMurray finished 26th. Ross Chastain finished 27th. Bubba Wallace, tough day at Black Rock for him. Bubba came in 28th. He's going to do a lot better the rest of the year. Just got to find out what his niche is, whether he likes the short track, the road courses, the super speedways.
Again, a new team together. I mean, not Petty's not new, but him being on that team is new. He's got some new crew, so they're learning. They're getting the chemistry built up. They're learning how far they can go. It's definitely there's going to be some improvement, definitely there.
Chris Buescher finished 29th.
Yeah, your boys, your other boy, other Dillon boy, Ty Dillon, DJ Kennington. Don't know much about him, but 32 is Michael McDowell. There he is.
You know what? You watch. He's going to have some really, I think, top 10. He's going to have more than one top 10.
He is one of those drivers that I wish had gotten top tier equipment 5-10 years ago.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because I think he was an underdeveloped driver that would, because I mean, when he was in Xfinity Series, when it was Gibbs put him in that car, he not only did he win, he was competitive every race.
Yep.
And I hated seeing him not being a top tier equipment. And I think he's kind of like Amarola. I think now they got him in a top tier equipment, I think you're going to see a switch turn. I think you're going to see better performance.
And I love to watch them interview him.
Exactly, and a great guy. The youngster Timmy Hill, Greg Gaulding. Boy, doesn't that sound like a NASCAR name, like Cole Witt?
Yeah.
Jeffrey Earnhardt. And I'll tell you, I might as well finish out. We got just two more. I cannot get used to Paul Menard being at 21. I'm sorry. Every time I see,
I know. I think Trevor Bayne.
Yeah, I just can't. I can't relate Menard Wood brothers yet. I'm not used to it. That throws me off. But had a bad day yesterday with the accident. I think a tire went down. Man, he hit the wall hard though. It just crushed it back into the car. I mean, that was a hard hit for Phoenix for being a short track. And then Corey LaJoie rounded out the rest of the race with engine failures being in number 37. So, got some new faces, new teams this year, Joel. It's going to take a while, I think, to get used to, getting used to seeing these teams, with who's where and what's going on. That's for sure. It's been an interesting season. Next week they go to Fontana, so they're continuing their West Coast stint. It's like since the first show back, we really talked a lot about. There's been a lot of changes. NASCAR just changed a lot of rules since we had our show last. With they've had they've done away now with the overtime line, which I'm kind of glad. That was kind of different. They upped the 5-minute repair minute now to 6 minutes to work on your car.
You got 5 over the wall.
5 over the wall, which makes him multitask more. And what's kind of cool is when you watch the fuel man take his back, wake his foot, and kick that tire behind him. I think that's kind of cool to see that. But that would be
talk about multitasking. It's like there's no room for mistakes there.
It's just got to make that job more stressful and hard. It would be great to be on that pit crew, but man, that's not an easy job. I mean, I'm telling you what, a lot of stake right there. You still got the stage racing. I don't think I ever asked you what's your opinion. What's your take on the stage racing? Do you like it?
I didn't like it at first. It's kind of growing on me, but
I'm kind of like you.
I could take it or leave it.
I'm like you. I kind of agree. I if they done away with it, I think I'd be happy again. But it's here.
Well, in Daytona, to me, it kind of ruined Daytona for me.
Yes, I agree. I think
everybody was out going for the goal before the racing got started, and it wiped out too many good cars.
Exactly.
And so,
we had what, at least 2 or 3 big wrecks there in that, in that race. And I'm like you. I'm not crazy about it. I don't hate it like I thought it would. I thought it was kind of really dumb. I didn't like the idea at all. It just kind of really just threw me off. But I think races like what we had Sunday, I think it makes it a little interesting because you get some really strong fights to the end, to get them extra points for the playoffs since we got the chase, and we know that ain't going away. So I think it helps them to get those bonus points.
Yeah, if I could change anything in NASCAR, it would be the whole race to the chase deal. And I mean, I'm used to it by now. That doesn't mean I have to like it because if I don't Jimmy Johnson would win every race, and then you've got your other, 11 to get in there. Next thing you know, it's like he has a bad race, and all of a sudden he's out of it.
Right. He may have won 10 races in the year.
Exactly.
He may, it not only kind of, hurts the driver, it hurts the team. Right. All those races that they won and everything is like, throw it out the window. And remember we talked about it. What if this happens? Well, if we have a guy to win the championship but never win a race, and we almost had it the first year they done it with Ryan Newman. He could have been a champion without winning a race.
Oh man!
It worked. Ugly. Yeah, it would have been. It would have really got the fans, going haywire. So it was just ugly. I wasn't too proud about it, but that's the thing about it. there's a lot of those are different rules I can think of the top of my head. Got they didn't away at the overtime line, which is good. They still got the halfway point, run to your green, 3 chances with the checkers and wreckers, or green-white checker, I should say. The 5-minute rule.
And let me ask you this: would you like to see green-white checker in IndyCar?
That would be interesting. I don't want I hate seeing a race finish in yellow. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. Even the winner don't want to see that. They feel like, I kind of feel like it's handed to me. But it'd be interesting.
And by the way, just for everybody's FYI here, knowledge, you didn't know I was going to ask you that, did you?
No.
We didn't rehearse saying this. So I mean, as far as that goes, yesterday, I don't like to finish. Especially a competitive race like that was yesterday, and with the attrition and everything else under yellow. I've never been a fan of that.
But can you imagine what a finish that would have been with Rossi and Sebastian fighting there at the end?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we probably had another yellow.
and especially with, and I'm going to agree with you. I know, we both actually kind of been, but you pushed it more than I have. That is that the double wide restarts. A big fan of that. I think they should bring that back.
Right.
There were a couple ugly restarts yesterday. In fact, the start of the race was kind of ugly.
Well,
Wickens got out there and they let it go.
Yeah, he got a jump.
6-car lead.
That last restart, he didn't get that jump, and I think that's what created that incident there.
Yep.
And that's the thing we've talked about is because you've got the guy still coming around the corner. Well, meanwhile, the leader doesn't see any green flag. He's accelerating. The other guy's just coming around the corner. It just puts it too much at an advantage, I think, to the leaders on those starts. I think it should go back to the double file. It's just my opinion. I think it's better. One thing I do like how NASCAR does that, they do have the double restarts all the time. So, but it's interesting. We about completed an hour show already. That went pretty quick, Joel. It's like it's our first show we've done in a while. We're kind of winging this. I hope you enjoy it. We got more exciting things. Hopefully, it can coming up. But it's fun being back behind the
it's fun
behind the camera behind the camera, so you can actually see us
way behind the camera,
right? But being back and talking racing again, it's kind of, I think racing one of those things. Once it's in your blood, it's in your blood. You can't get rid of it. No matter what you don't like things about it, you can't shake it. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch that. You gotta watch that speed. You want to hear those cars.
Hey, dude, it's like a drug, man.
That's right, man. I had withdrawals, man. I was shaking. But
you too.
NASCAR said they're going to Fontana coming up next weekend. What do you think?
About what?
Who you taking to win Fontana? I'll just say that. Who you think's going to win Fontana?
That'd be crazy not to pick Harvick.
Well, I'll tell you what. Going against him at Arizona was a bad pick because the guy's won 9 times. He's won there now. So that was an easy bet to pick him to win that one. But
yeah, I mean, seriously, Harvick obviously is on a roll.
Now
do I think he's going to do it 4 in a row? No, not really.
No.
Who do you like?
I think you'll see Kyle Busch take this.
Oh man, that's who I was going to.
Was it really?
No.
Oh.
Although that's pretty good.
I think he's going to come
Truex.
There you go. I mean, it's 2 miles. Fontana, it's a 2 mile track. So it's you're going from a mile to 2 miles. So it's going to be interesting. That's what things makes it kind of neat. Like you said, I don't think Harvick's going to be a dominant car this time.
They're going to run into the same issues on a 2 mile track as they had at Daytona.
Right. That
side drag, I love seeing that. I mean, and man, thank God with all the camera angles when they were coming in there, not touching, and you had to see it from about 3 or 4 different angles. You had to see it from the front, from the back. When they didn't touch, but they got up there and that arrow.
Mm-hmm.
And when you start to think about the front end of that Camaro, again, is like this, and you're coming up like this, that's pushing that air over here, and it's putting all that air underneath that left rear, and that's what causes it to get squirrely. And to me, that's exciting to watch that stuff. I'd love to go just spend a whole day in a wind tunnel sometime. I think
it would be. See how that works and stuff. So, who'd you take?
Truex.
If I got Busch, that'd be interesting.
You just messing with me, weren't you?
We've got 2 or 3 weeks for April to pick the IndyCar winner. But do you have an early favorite? I mean, we can change our mind between now and then. But do you have an early favorite? I really wouldn't know. I mean, because it's at Phoenix. It is another unknown. We're going to an oval now. What's it going to be like? Gosh, that's still be tough. I think an early one that I can feel strong about would probably be Scott Dixon. I think I got a good
he's about due to win it.
Yeah, I got a good vibe with him there. I got a good vibe with him there at Phoenix. But I tell you, Ray Hall's another one that I got a good vibe with.
Well, don't count out Newgarden.
Exactly. There's a lot
more. I'll just go ahead and take, and I know Pagano's probably the heavy favorite for the GP, but I'll go ahead and take Bourdais right now for the GP.
And Indy, you're going that early, huh?
Yeah, and as much as I'd like to pick Marco, I just can't do it. But I think I would pick. I think I'd pick Newgarden, and
at Phoenix.
No. Are we doing Phoenix or Indy?
Well, Phoenix is the next race.
Okay, well, yeah.
So we got plenty of time to do Phoenix yet. Still 2-3 weeks away. So.
Well, that's true too. Yeah.
We still think about it, but I mean, you really have nothing to go by now. I mean, just because we don't know how the new car is going to be.
It's called pure dumb luck, is what that's called.
Yeah, pretty much. So they're still learning. It'd be a good race. I'm hoping for a good race. I think that's I just.
Oh man, I want to see Kanaan, and Yeah, he might be able to pull it off. Yeah, why not? I'll take it on. I'll take TK for Phoenix.
Oh yeah, man.
I think AJ's team's gonna have together. So.
Well, you know what? I told you I had a good vibe about him. I'm gonna go Ray Hall.
That's not bad. Well,
I'm gonna go Graham Ray Hall. He's one of these drivers that I've always liked Ray Hall, but about the last couple of years, I've really started liking Ray Hall. I mean, I've really started watching him. I like.
Well, and you know what's interesting? Neither one of us picked up on Wickens.
No, who would have?
Well, I mean,
first year, who would have thought he'd come out with the pole and almost start win the race? I mean, but is this a fluke? Is this a one-time thing? Yeah. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
I really don't. I mean, because he was, it's.
We'll see what he does with the big boys.
Exactly.
Small oval.
I agree. It'll be good. I think it's going to be a good show. I think we'll have a good time on that race.
Well, in the meantime, who would you like to give the hammer of the week to besides Alexander Rossi? I'll take IndyCar hammer. Okay, so you take the NASCAR hammer. There you go.
I didn't really see any really bonehead moves in NASCAR this.
Well, how about Harvick's the week before the team, that whole penalty thing?
I thought the penalty person was pretty steep. You said it wasn't strong enough. I thought it was pretty strong. God, I just hated seeing that. It sucks, to be honest with you.
You got to do something with a hammer. You can't just sit there and hold it. You got to do something with it.
Well, this is, I guess,
for don't hit me either.
No, right. No, I won't do that. Maybe for pounding the windshield or the rear window back in shape.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really bowed down in there.
What was it? Did you ever hear the explanation on that deal?
I guess some of the supports just gave out. Whatever they were using to support it just gave out. Wasn't strong enough because it was too light. Is what I'm getting from it. So whether that gave an advantage or not,
I haven't seen that before. Have you?
I mean, it took some weight off of it. That's all I know. What's that?
I haven't seen a window flopping around like that before.
No, but whoever took that picture of it, we showed the window crashed down there. That was good. That was good camera action.
Yeah.
I think it kind of made Harvick mad that somebody was able to get that clear of a picture of it. But that was probably the bonehead thing. I'd say the rear window collapsing down on itself would be the. Really, I mean, Phoenix was pretty clean, it was pretty clean there.
By the way, we want to give a shout out to Bobby Fay.
Yeah. Bobby Fay.
That's
Bill
it. Fay.
Bill Fay. And William. William Fay.
That's
Barry
right.
Fay. Barry.
Guys,
we're sorry. I know we'll never let it live this down.
We love you guys.
Exactly.
We wish you were here with us so you could just slap us around.
At least we're thinking of you.
We are. It's not all good, but we're thinking about it.
Right. May have messed it up a few times. Blame him. He'll get the bonehead.
Yeah, great. That's awesome.
I think we both deserve that for forgetting so much.
Heck yeah.
It was fun getting back here and talking again. I missed it. So we have an unfortunate IndyCar next week, but we do have NASCAR back.
We haven't talked anything about drag racing, and I know the Fay boys. I know a lot of people are into drag racing. I know our buddy Scotty Gager's into a big friend of Antron Brown and everything. Just one quick thing on drag racing. The Force family has not had a good time so far this year. John's had 2 real serious accidents. Courtney's had 1. Brittany is fine as far as I know.
Right.
But that's got to take a lot of wind out of your sails. I mean,
right.
That's some scary stuff.
That's a strong team, yeah. And when you wrecking those cars, that's scary stuff. I mean, it's scary stuff wrecking any car, but those things they blow up. I mean,
right. Well, and for those who don't know, we're interested in drag racing. We're interested in IMSA and the Trans Am Series. By the way, got to give a shout out to Ernie Francis Jr. Not only has he won his 4 championships in a row, the youngest, he's also the winningest driver of all time in Trans Am Series.
And how old is this kid?
20.
He's a kid, 20 years old, exactly.
And there's more. He also won his first race this year in the Trans Am Series. So, can he do 5 in a row?
Right.
I mean, that's pretty crazy, right?
Why not? Why not?
Some team needs to pick him up. So, and I wouldn't care who it would be.
Right.
I like to see Dale Coyne pick him up. In IndyCar, you know what I'm saying?
Imagine seeing him race the 500. Be interesting, wouldn't it? Be definitely interesting. Be different than what he's used to.
He's like Kyle Busch. He could drive the wheels off of a lawnmower and qualify it. I mean,
I'd be interested.
He could drive anything.
I'd be interested. Like to get behind the wheels. So
and again, Ernie Jr., his dad, is Breathless Racing Team. They're what is Frame? I can't think of the name of their sponsor this year. Beautiful Mustang, aqua and white, frameless. Maybe it's not frameless.
Yeah, it's a good looking car. It definitely is.
Yeah, it is. But anyway, he's going to have a great season. So if you get a chance to look him up, obviously look up Zach Beach and Gabby Chavez also. Some of the hometown boys, they're all doing well. Of course, Ernie Jr.'s from Dania Beach, so he's not really an Indy guy.
No, but anyway, he'd do good down there.
Shout out to all those guys.
Exactly.
So, it's been fun. It's been real.
It's been fun and real, but we're out of time.
It's been real fun.
Hope you enjoyed this video we put out for you guys. So we'll be with a lot more content coming out. Racing season's just started. We're definitely new into it. A lot of unknowns out there. So
as our good friend and Indy Scotty Gager would say, peace and love.
We'll talk to you next week.